my friends, if you notice a little bit more seriousness to this entrance, to this introduction, to this welcome, it's because this is a historic day in MMA. Why? Why is it historic, you ask? Proto! Woo! My man Proto, not just my man Proto, he has returned. He says he's glad to be back. Proto is a day one, an OG. If things got crazy and I needed a moderator, or we have a time difference thing, so maybe the moderator wouldn't work out, but I would definitely, this would be my go-to. Proto says, I think I'm the first guy to get 2 wins on MMA Gaming Week. Let me see the rest of your comment here. I gotta go in. We just started off the stream, so of course, in normal everyday fashion, we gotta dig back into the old computer here that you might be hearing going off. Get the coach signal up, and then we'll dig right back into it. We'll see Proto's comment on what he's the first. I do know Proto, who is also a member, up-and-coming member of the at MMA Gaming on Twitter, that league that we all are a part, many of us are a part of. He has stepped in in the last minute as a replacement fight for a guy at 185. He's taking fights at 175. He's begging for fights at 45s. He sees no man or woman as too tough of a challenge to overcome. He's taking all comers, and he's trying to make his way to a title with at MMA Gaming. Amazing fighter here. Of course, Proto, we definitely will warm up with you. That's a heck of a warm-up. A great guy to warm up against. Gentlemen, and thank you for the like, Proto. Much appreciated. Heck of a warm-up. A great guy to warm up against. So I'll warm up you on, Coach. I want to see how I fare against you at 185 pounds. Absolutely. Look how closely matched we are. We want to run it at middleweight, so we're going to do it at middleweight. And, but like I was opening up the stream to say that this is it's a historic day. A historic day. We've seen the end, so to speak, of Khabib Nurmagomedov's era. He's officially retired today. Our boy, Khabib Nurmagomedov, has retired from MMA, and it's left us with 2 awesome fights. Give me a second to get my coffee here. Respect, Proto. So we have Michael ooh, wrong guy. We have Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira is for the now vacant 155-pound title. I'm getting a little bit of lag. So getting a great warm-up with Callum, who's now improved tremendously, and he wants to harm your boy. Ooh. He wants to bring great harm to your boy. Callum fighting ferociously, letting it all go. Introduces feints into his game, which is not there before. Definitely a different feel to Callum. Much more mature. This leg is driving me crazy a little bit. So here goes Proto. Ugh. I don't know who I was swinging at there. Man, my controller's just... getting some dropped inputs, which if you were to see, if I had like a little rage-o-meter next to me, I keep calm, outwardly calm, but if I had a little rage-o-meter on the bottom right corner of the screen, you'd see that flick up really quickly every time these dropped inputs happen. Seems to be a feature of EA MMA games, not a defect. Alright, here we go. We're on the ground grinding it out with Proto. Good round. Callum just whooped me badly on that one. Doing really well. Let's see if I can lock things down here. He did his thing. He landed a lot more significant strikes than I did. Proto. That's a nice combo. I like that. That combo, it's like a straight uppercut, hook, whatever it is. I get hit by it a lot. God. I just said God because I went for a body straight and it went for a takedown instead. Proto going for the knees on your boy. Oh. Woo! Proto went in for the kill. Here we go. By the way, this stream might be a little bit shorter today. Friday night. Got places to be. Chocolate to eat. Crack cocaine to smoke. Just joking about that last piece. It's a Dave Chappelle joke reference. Oh. Proto did a great job planting that elbow right where I didn't need it on my chin. Woo! Ah, got the takedown on him. We're wearing away at Proto. Just trying to wear away slowly but surely. But make no mistake about it. Proto's improved. This is a struggle fight like I rarely get. Not rarely get, but Proto's matured as a fighter. It's not just blasting craziness at you, and he's getting comfortable fighting outside of featherweight. Which, listening back to some of my streams, I don't explain a lot. Proto's most comfortable at 155 or 145 pounds. Featherweight's his division. He started off with Jose Aldo. I think he's moved over to Alexander Volkanovski, which is a great move. And he just had a different style when I used to fight. It's been a few weeks since we fought, I think, or a couple weeks. He's just calmed down, become much more accurate, much more mellow. It's a great warm-up for sure. The Night Stalker. I have arrived. Welcome, Night Stalker. I truly welcome you to the stream, my friend. We are warming up with Stream OG Night Stalker. Stream OG Callum, aka Proto, is in the building. Ooh, we're getting a little warm-up. Last round of warm-up. Then we're going to hop into some ranked fights. Ethan. Night Stalker says, guess who? I'm going to guess Ethan. If I had to guess. Good fight. Good fight, Proto. It was a great warm-up. I'm not patronizing you. I'm not saying that just because I won. You have a... Donato! Night Stalker is now Donato. I like. Well played, Proto. You've gotten better. I'm not patronizing you. I'm not BSing you, Proto. I'll tell you the truth. You've gotten better. My victory is no indication that you haven't. It's just you're a much smarter fight. And I'd be happy to warm you up for whomever you have in the future. And Donato, I definitely want to fight you and get a better idea of where you're at nowadays. You got played. Let's get scrapped. Let's scrap later on. My wife's making fun of me again while I'm having fun out here. But yeah, absolutely, Donato. I don't know if you want me to call you Coach Donato, or should I call you Knight, or should I call you Stalker? You let me know. Typically, nicknames are bestowed upon people, but I don't know if we want to move on from Coach Donato and accept this new age that we're in right now, or we can still call you Donato. Let's see here. We are 282nd in the world. Not bad. Oh, this is Ethan. Ethan, how did I guess right the first time? I'm glad I was right. I was like, that's kind of strange for Donato to do that, but I do like the Night Stalker name. I think you came in here once as Night Stalker, maybe, and I didn't recognize that it was you. Welcome, Ethan, the forever changing name, Ethan. Let's see where we're at in North America. 117th in Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America. Poor Donato, that's funny. Who is in your profile picture? Ethan? This tractor trailer looks familiar. But like I started off saying, is these fights that have been announced today, it's super exciting. I'm very pumped that Khabib has officially retired. I mean, it needed to happen. It's an edit check. Check Twitter DMs. Let me see my phone before we start off here. But yeah, I'm very happy that we've got movement. Khabib is, I don't say Khabib was holding us up, but that whole situation was kind of a cloud over everything. Yeah, and Proto says he's excited for the TJ Dillashaw versus Corey Sandhagen. Oh, I thought that was a woman. That's an interesting picture, Ethan. Yeah, that it looks painful. But yeah, I definitely am looking forward to that. I call early on that fight Corey Sandhagen because, and this is Dr. Music Tree. If you go on Netflix, he's a killer called Night Stalker, aka Richard. Oh, we were talking about Richard Ramirez, like your fighter's name. Oh, okay, so that's the actual guy. That's who we were talking about. A couple of nights ago, we broke out into a serial killer conversation. John Jones, v. DC, Daniel Cormier. The name's Dr. Music Tree. Proto says top 102. It's only at 2,100 points to hit. Proto says you got this, coach. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. I like Sandhagen, but let's be honest. TJ's probably going to baptize him. I don't think so. I'm in the camp, and I will be proven wrong or not. I'm in the camp that believes TJ was using EPO, and for longer than that one fight he was popped. The reason why is because Cody Garbrandt called him out on it a very long time before he was actually popped for using. Cody Garbrandt said TJ uses EPO. I want to say maybe a year before he was actually popped. I need to double check that, but he was called on it. It was known. And I think now, it'll be harder for him to cheat. He's under a little bit more scrutiny now, I would assume, having been a cheater. Dropped him. Having been a cheater, I think when you come off of that stuff, he's gonna it's gonna look bad. Night Stalker says, I think so too, but I still think he's gonna shut us all up, and he might. That would be a huge shut up to the world if TJ Dillashaw can get himself into a condition. I think Proto says, I think it's a good test to see if TJ was on EPO for the other fights, but if he goes out there and dominates Corey, it shows he wasn't. So here, Proto, I agree with you. If he goes out and dominates him, it becomes less likely that the EPO was a deciding factor in the skill set that he developed. I just think that the chances that you're not going to see a change in TJ's performance are slim to none. People forget, TJ, even at 35s, pushed a pretty high pace, and a lot of the techniques he throws expend some energy. He hits with a lot of force, he does some pretty cool stuff, and he never seemed to run out of a gas tank. You never saw TJ Dillashaw get tired. Never. And that's why EPO is so unfair in this sport. The type of training TJ Dillashaw must have been doing, it made him a superhuman. It's not that EPO is going to make you fight somebody better. It allowed him to prepare in Colorado at elevation, which is what EPO kind of simulates anyways, is altitude training. He's in Colorado on EPO going haywire, training for these fights, looking like he's unstoppable. Night Stalker says TJ's kind of a thick boy. Yeah, I saw that too, man. I saw him, and he does. When he's not in camp, TJ Dillashaw is a big dude. He's thick. He's not some skinny, he looks kind of skinny and, when he's drained down or he's getting prepared for a fight, and that's when we see him typically. But, yeah, to Ethan's point, Night Stalker's point, boy, oh boy, you catch TJ out of camp, he's a little thicky, and he's a little thudder too, I'm sure. And the same goes surprisingly with Max Holloway. Max Holloway's actually looks like a complete, a different human being. Max Holloway out of camp looks like Max Holloway's older, somewhat, no disrespect, but somewhat kind of overweight brother, because he puts on weight. He kind of gets like a chubbier look to him. I'm used to just seeing him kind of, emaciated, getting prepared for a fight, which isn't his healthiest version of himself. Nice Talker says, duh, Max loves cupcakes. Yeah, he loves cupcakes, and also some people are just bigger guys. I think that's just what he is. He's kind of just a bigger dude anyways. For his height and, his peers that would be similar sizes to him, he's just a thicker guy. And it's and seeing how he gets chubby out of camp, out of, when he's prepping for a fight, it's strange that he looks so small at 55. He's like a perfect tweener. He just when you saw, but Dustin Poirier, not to be too long-winded here, Dustin Poirier is gigantic. That is a big 55er. Okay, Dr. Music Tree. Oh my God. I got in some trouble right there. Rocked by that spinning back kick. Not to complain about it, but I want all of those like quick, fat, unrealistic looking animations out of these MMA games. The way you can hit that spinning back kick so close and at the drop of a dime. By the way, not sure that I've ever seen John Jones throw that technique before. Ah, no. Coach, I just got his first submission on Izzy using DC on ranked. That is awesome. Ethan's turn. I almost want to see Ethan versus Proto. To me, I want to know who wins that fight. Can you guys make that happen, actually? I want to know who's got it. And congratulations, man. Proto says, you got this guy in the bag if you sidestep them spinning back kicks and counter with a hook or uppercut. Okay, thank you, Proto. I'm going to try that. Sidestep. Oh, Proto says, yeah, I'll fight you. How good is Proto? Night Stalker asks, how good is Proto? Proto is just as good as me, Night Stalker. He's just better. He's better in certain areas and then I'm better in certain areas, and he's just I would put him on my level. So I'm interested to see. You do well with, and it's good work. Get a different feel. But definitely, Proto's, right there. Oh my God. I need to sidestep those. Need to sidestep those spinning kicks. Ah. This is a tough fight. This is a interesting battle here. Nice Sucker says, hold on, Proto. He's in a ranked match. Oh, God. Got the takedown. This guy is really good. Ah. Proto says, yeah, join when you're ready, my man. I want to know, I want answers. I definitely am excited for these fights. I also want to see Donato. I know, in my heart believe Donato is going to end up being a killer. Because he plays the game a lot. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Not giving up. It's just so frustrating. Got dropped twice in this round. Like I said, I just wish they would take out the cartoony, like that spinning back kick. It's just ridiculous. If you're gonna throw that as a light heavyweight, there should be some more of a setup. I mean, jabbing and then just popping it straight out. It's crazy. There's no real-time wind-up on it. It just flicks up, and it's impossible to read the difference between the higher level one and the lower level one. So he won the last 2 rounds for sure. I gotta win these last ones.
You ready? You ready?
Golly! My gosh, that is so enraging. Oh my gosh. I can't stand that kick. It's ridiculous. I don't even feel like that's all about your blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you gotta love it. I appreciate you showing up for that. All about your blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's just enraging. It's like, I gotta stop complaining. I got hit. I got outclassed. I got outskilled. I just feel like that's such a corny little... Ugh. Down to Division 19 again. We're gonna climb. And welcome, all about your blah, blah, blah. If you haven't been here before, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that notification, because these streams start typically between 4:30 and 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. It's harder to tell when you play with someone like DC2. Shorter distance between the head and body. Yes. Wow. Absolutely. I didn't even think about that. Thank you, all about your blah blah. I appreciate you, my man, for hitting that like. You are the man. Thank you very much. I definitely agree with you. The distance, I never even thought about that. It's aimed so close. Your torso is so close to your head, and it's so difficult to read that particular kick. And we were talking earlier about how great it is that Khabib has retired. Thankfully, it's over. The Khabib Dana love story is a wrap, and now we actually get to see the 155 division flush out a little bit. And surprisingly, I think things will get boring very quickly, because I think what we're going to see is, resolution between Michael Chandler and Oliveira for the title. I think Oliveira is going to win that fight. And then I think we're going to see you know what? Let me take that back, because the winner of that Dustin versus Conor fight is going to get a shot at the strap. It's not going to be the other fight, the Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw. Wait, am I talking about two different divisions? Yeah, I think I'm talking about two different divisions there. Yeah, so anyways, that fight, the 155-pound fight for the title, will settle things out, and I think things will cool down quite a bit. Let's see if we can get some momentum going. Get my mind right. Outside of that spinning back kick, I felt pretty good. I felt okay. I felt responsive. Just getting my stuff together here. Give me 1 second. Just getting my life right. Grabbing this thing. Let me just get my drink. But yeah, I'm super. All about your blah blah blah. I love that name. I think Chandler's speed and power will get him the W out of a lot of people in the division. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I don't necessarily agree. Because wait, I agree that if Michael Chandler's skill set holds up, if he looks the way he has against Dan Hooker, then yeah, definitely. But he's a human being, dude. And he has a lot of miles on his body. JMMA, what's up? He said, JMMA asked, why did Ethan change his name to a serial killer? I don't know. Ethan's always coming out of left field with all this stuff, and it's welcome. But you can count on Ethan to be original or unique. But yeah, I wonder if one day we're going to see Michael Chandler in there with a real high-level guy, and it's just not going to look like Chandler. Michael Chandler did look good, but we didn't see much of a fight from Hooker. It'll be interesting to see him fight someone that will pressure him. Yeah, I want to see someone that will pressure Michael Chandler and also like fight. I mean, I don't know. Dan Hooker definitely didn't seem himself. I thought that fight was a good fight, and frankly, I would watch it again. If Dan Hooker went on a streak somehow and those two got matched up, I would want to see that fight with like a real Dan Hooker looking like I know him to look, fighting Michael Chandler. Not saying that Chandler loses. I just think it'd be a much better fight than what we saw. But boy, oh boy, could you imagine what would happen? Hooker got mixed up hard in that first round. I think the power is just too real. Yeah, you know what? You could be right. That's not on my, wow. That's not on my radar, but you're right. Chandler does have a whole hell of a lot of power, and he looks like he's in kind of the best shape he's ever been, in his life. Oh. Let me focus here for a second. He says, I hope Chandler loses so Pitbull can shut up. Yeah. Pitbull is an interesting case. If I were Pitbull, I'd be kind of talkative too, man. I would be too. But Bellator better be paying those brothers good money, because that Chandler loss was huge. I feel like Michael Chandler was almost, kind of the Bellator guy. He had a home there. He was, it would be a shame to see what happened to Eddie Alvarez happen to him, which I can almost see. I can see Michael Chandler getting a cup of coffee with that title belt, with that title. And then, kind of having a downfall. Golly. I am getting yesterday I was on fire. Today, it's just instant butt whoops. Yeah, JMMA says Conor versus Oliveira would be nice. I absolutely agree. And I agree because I think that's a guy that Conor would look great against. I feel like Conor might starch a guy like Oliveira. He might. I don't think Conor's completely gone. I'm one of these guys that I think Conor still has it. I think Conor will lose to Dustin again, though. if he comes out with that boxing stance, which he said there is no stance difference, there's 100%. Luke Thomas said there wasn't that big a deal with the stance. There's 100% a stance. All About Your blah, blah, blah says, I think Chandler will succeed in the short term, but the long term is definitely iffy. There you go. So that, you and I share the same thought there. All About, because I just feel like, dude, think about the wars that we've seen Michael Chandler in. The Eddie Alvarez saga. He's got a lot of wear and tear. He does. That's real, dude. That's not free. Yeah, JMMA says it's 100% a stance switch. I don't understand why they're trying to make people feel like they don't know. You don't have to be a fighter to know that, to notice. It was, the stance switch was just awful. All right, El Chapo down on the ground. To be fair, who doesn't have that wear and tear at lightweight? That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. You can argue Justin Gaethje's amongst the most worn and torn. Lost another bad decision. This game sucks. It can suck, definitely. All these dudes are dogs all the way down. Yeah, 155 is super deep. There's nothing easy about being in that division. And in fact, yesterday somebody had brought up the fact that they wanted to see, I think, Volk at 55s. And I just had to say, no way. That division is so deep. And Volk is so small. He's so short in stature. Not small, he's short. And his reach is an issue. You know. Trying to finish this guy. Oh, Night Stalker says, invite me, Proto. Night Stalker, I did not see your last comment. I'll take a read there. But we are going to see Ethan versus Proto. 2 stream regulars getting it in. I can't tell you all how happy I am that it's Friday. I'm ready to get out there. The stream won't be short, but it will be just a little bit shorter. Because your boy needs to go outside. JMA says, Volk has the same problem at 55s that Valentina has at 35s. Undersized, absolutely. Perfect analogy there, perfect example. Volk will struggle, I think, even more than Valentina, because I would argue that Volk is less talented relative to the competition at 55s than Valentina is talented compared to the competition at 35s. So, Valentina makes up for a lot more of that size disadvantage because she's more skilled relative to her opponents. The competition's so high at 55s that that's not the case for Volk. Night Stalker, or All About Your blah 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 says, does EA keep dropping you a connection? Yes. Yesterday's stream, not today, but yesterday's stream we had some weird EA-ness going on. Dropped one fight, and then we had another fight. All About Your blah blah blah. Love saying that name. We had another fight that it just kept resetting. I don't know if that was a server-related issue or coding in the game, but it's been kind of weird. And I've been getting some lag, more lag than normal. So it'd be nice one day to have these UFC games sell like Madden games and get us some, not use this peer-to-peer server nonsense. All About Your blah 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 says the lag has been real lately. Yeah, man. I say since the last update, it just feels a little bit more laggy. El Chapo got rocked, dropped. Like that, you see what he's doing right there with his hand? Like that needs to be out of the game. There's no reason that someone should need to do that. Nice Talker says, Ethan says, I had 10 takedowns, 4-minute control time, and lost. Was that a 3-round fight? And also, Ethan, keep in mind, takedowns themselves, if you're not doing damage, if you're not, harming them on the ground, I don't know that the takedowns themselves weigh as much as they did in UFC 3, for example. I know the rules changed in MMA, so the unified, like the MMA rule set changed so that takedowns are not weighted as heavily, or shouldn't be weighted as heavily. And I think they made that update. Yeah, that's awful, man. I'm not making an excuse for EA. Ethan says, yeah, 3 minutes, and he was bashing the guy on the ground. Yeah, trust me, I'm not making excuses for EA. The game is very flawed, and I've lost decisions that were just awful as well. I mean, there's nothing to say. I mean, when you look at the stats afterwards, sometimes you're like, wait, which round did he... Cage Official! What's good? Cage is in the building. Thank you so much for showing up, Cage. Cage is now becoming a regular. Nothing much going on here. We had our first fight of the stream. Lost it, of course. Came back to a loss, but we were working our way back. I had a good warm-up with Callum that I won. With Proto that I won. But we are here fighting El Chapo. Woo! It's a wrap! There we go. Got back on the W train. Welcome, Cage. We've just been talking about the big... This is a historic day. I don't want to I'm not going to go through our entire thank you all about your blah, 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 who says nice. I'm not going to go through the whole conversation. I know everybody's already heard it all. But we've been talking about the fact that Khabib's retired. We're talking about how things might play out at 55s with... Thank you, Cage Official. Incredible finish. With how things are going to play out with Michael Chandler versus Oliveira and Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. I'll tell you the truth. Got a little egg on my face. Back to Division 20. I had a little egg on my face because I saw the announcement for Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor first. So in my brain, I instantly said, there we go. There goes the UFC doing, in my opinion, exactly what should not happen. Chasing the dollars instead of instilling some meritocracy and being and fairness, golly, into these UFC fighters, or for these UFC fighters. And they did, I tweeted out a complaint. I said, this is not the fight. I said, I don't want to see, and I frankly, I still kind of don't think this is the fight. I think the right fight for Conor was Nate Diaz 3. Unless Nate's not fighting, unless something happened with Nate, it should have been Nate versus Conor. The winner of that goes on to fight Dustin. JMMA says, I think, prove my point about Conor not switching camps. I think if John takes over the camp instead of letting Conor run it, it would benefit him better. Yes. Conor has become... Cage says, Conor, I'm not interested in the Conor rematch, but I think Chandler will have a good shot at beating Oliveira. I can see Chandler becoming a champ. We're talking that, and I think All About Your blah, blah, blah agrees with you. All About Your blah, blah, blah says that he thinks Michael Chandler's power and his speed, he thinks he still has it, and he sees him as a champion. Now, I got to disagree. I have no choice. I have to disagree. I think it's going to be a rough time against a guy like Oliveira. And Chandler, even if he wins, I don't think there's a lot left on that train. So we're at lightweight. Okay, so JMMA says, I think if Dustin loses, he's going to be in as Tony. JMMA says, I think if Dustin loses, he's going to be in as Tony was when he lost to Justin. Yeah, I think so. I agree with that, too. I understand what you're saying there, and I agree with that, too. I'm not interested in the Conor fight rematch. Yeah, and JMMA also said, I think I proved my point about Conor not switching camps. Yeah, I think Conor has had this problem where, yes, he's made a lot of money. He's got some great highlight reel knockouts, but he started to believe, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but back in the day, empires in Rome would be, going down in a parade and people would be throwing all sorts of adulation at them. And there would be a slave in the back of a chariot or whatever they were riding in. And the slave's job was to whisper to the emperor or the king or whatever, the emperor, to whisper to him and say, you are not a god. So back in the day, they were aware that, this is Crooks, who is a top 10 fighter, getting some hard fights today, but we're here for it. I think Conor needs somebody behind him telling him he's not a god. He needs to understand that he is a fighter. That's what brought him to the dance. He's not a coach. He didn't know what was best for him. All About Your Blah Blah says, oh shit, what are you saying, oh shit? Crooks is great. Yeah, he is really good. All About Your Blah Blah Blah. We beat him a couple of days ago. Don't know if we're going to do it again. He's really great competition. We're going to remain calm, really focus. Yeah, Proto, fighting Crooks. We beat him a couple days ago. See if we can do it again. All right. I'm going to try. Thanks for the support, Proto. He says, you got this, coach. As you all know, this is not an assured thing. When you're fighting a guy like Crooks, it's very difficult. Circling into the power hand, which is what I should not be doing. I'm going to remain calm. I'm not transitioning at first. I'm going to see if I can actually block one of his transitions. Okay. Yeah, EA definitely. Ethan says EA needs to fix this lag. They absolutely. The input delay and the lag, it's inexcusable. This many iterations into the game. JMMA says, I think Conor understands it, but he's more than likely underestimated Dustin. He underestimated, and I don't know where this notion was Conor is getting dominated. Yeah, I don't get where that comes from, too. All About Your Blah, blah, blah says, I've been getting butthurt over some lag today. Yeah, man, it's a reason. It's a reason to feel that way. It's so annoying. Because it's just like, you want to fight. It's fine if a guy's better than you, but when you introduce something, it's already frustrating with the mechanics that are in this game as it is. Like, everything is based on precision and timing and all this other stuff, and to have the normal input delay that's in the game without any lag, there's just a little input delay. It's just weird. I don't know who won that round. I think he did. He probably took it, even though the stats don't bear out. I'm just counting that as his round. Crooks 209. Doesn't want to touch gloves with your boy. And I see Proto says, good game, Ethan. So I'm guessing Proto came out and did his darn thing. Oh. Golly. Oh. Okay, so here we go. Ah. It's a crazy fight right now. Oh, no. Gregor is the best wrestler at 55. McGregor is the best wrestler at 55s. JMMA, did you have a... Are you okay? What do you mean? Ah. Looking for a transition block here. Oh, Gregor Gillespie. I thought you were just... I thought you were talking about Conor McGregor. I was like, what? Yeah, the leg is crazy. It's not as bad as it's been, as it can be, as I've seen it. But yeah, it's really annoying. Oh my goodness. All About Your Blah 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 asks, to JMMA, you don't think Islam Makhachev is the best at 55s? That's an interesting 55 is littered with hella, I'm gonna steal a California phrase, hella good wrestlers. And I think if I'm not mistaken, the same is kind of true in amateur wrestling. That weight class there are a lot of, that's where you see the critical mass of wrestlers are around that weight. So it's not a surprise that in MMA you see a ton of great grapplers and wrestlers at 155. Night Stalker says at least I want a fair fight online, but it's so laggy, you get delayed knockouts and can't go for submissions. Yeah, the submissions are frustrating. The submissions really get messed up with this lag. And JMMA says, I think you can debate that. They're interchangeable in my opinion. It depends on what style of wrestling you like. That's it. I like... and All About Your Blah 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 says, I think should Gregor get past Riddell this weekend, he'll struggle at the top of the division due to his size. And that I agree with. But some guys can do it. Frankie Edgar is a guy that can take his size and work with it. The questions will be answered with Gregor. I blocked that. I was going to say, I blocked it. Oh, he blocked that. Ugh. I don't think that should be a problem. People don't realize how short some of the top 55ers are. Yeah, no, that's true. Oh my God, no. Oh my gosh. So frustrating. Losing to these guys. Crooks is good. It's just it feels so good when you have a nice stream and you win. Yesterday we beat a top competitor. Crooks just went off on me. All About Your blah. You don't have to type damn in here, blah, blah, blah. But that was a damn. That's well placed. Yeah, he just went off. Yeah, you know what? I was actually surprised by how short Johnny Hendricks. I mentioned yesterday that I met Johnny Hendricks and talked to him. Unlucky. Crooks is a beast. He just beat Ed Parker a few days ago. Damn. Well, that's not that bad. I'll take it. And that makes me feel good that I beat him a couple days ago myself. So, let's see our fight history here. Dr. Music Tree, Crooks. Other than that, we're pretty good. It's still frustrating. I shouldn't have dropped this. Bad stream today. But we're not giving up. We're not getting too negative. A little frustration's normal. We're not getting too negative here. But like I was saying about Johnny Hendricks, I met him, and the thing I was looking at the top of his head. You know, I'm 6'3", but it's like it was just bizarre how short he was. And guys at 170 are actually 200-pound men when they're walking around. Typically, they're gigantic. They're huge. That GSP ruined his confidence, in my opinion. Almost like what John Jones had done to Reyes. So two things. I want to dig into that comment, JMMA. Two things there. I don't know if it was the GSP loss for Johnny Hendricks that ruined his confidence, or if it was Johnny Hendricks's steroids, if he was on performance enhancing drugs, because after VADA or whatever, USADA came in. That there's a positive correlation. I mean, it's right there. It's like after USADA testing came into play, Johnny Hendricks never won a fight. I mean, and he physically looked completely different. He had a break, and then he looked completely different. I mean, it's all circumstance. I mean, they really did. USADA hacked Hendricks down, is what Proto says. I just think I have never seen a clearer evidence or circumstantial evidence that a guy was using performance enhancing drugs than Johnny Hendricks. Maybe Vitor Belfort, but Vitor everybody knew about. Johnny Hendricks is the one that never got caught. And what made Johnny Hendricks' situation worse is that Johnny Hendricks actually accused GSP of abusing performance enhancing drugs. And GSP was very frustrated about this accusation. And to this day, GSP looks the same physically, which is pretty impressive. Johnny does not. And then about John Jones and Reyes. This is Kev L41. I don't remember his name, but we fought twice. Maybe we can get back up into Division 20. With Dominic Reyes, I think that John Jones did some serious damage to his legs and knees. I think because, months and months and months after their fight, he was still talking about his legs were messed up. Sometimes you get into that car accident that just changes your life. Sometimes these guys have fights that just, you're different now. You're not the same fighter as when you came into here. It's just some of those fights do happen. Some of them get that bad. I think that may have happened to Reyes, but if I had to bet, I would say that JMMA, you're probably right. If I had to say which one actually happened, it probably is a confidence situation. Dominic Reyes is a winner. He's used to winning. And the way he lost that fight, controversially, and he did, John Jones did press him late in that fight. If that fight wasn't limited by rounds, John Jones would have if that fight was, let's not say to the death, but it was just to the end, John Jones would have walked out of that cage, that octagon. He was picking up steam, which is bizarre. Fighting Kev L. 41. Got the takedown on him. People laugh at John's legs, but he kicks like a mule. Thiago has significantly larger legs, and John injured him checking a kick. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. People, I always just shake my head when people say, you know, John skipped leg day. It's like, where did this bear out? Where did this whole leg insult bear out? John Jones took down Daniel Cormier. Has your favorite thick-legged heavyweight or light heavyweight fighter taken down DC in his prime or very close to his prime? Yeah, all about your blah, blah, blah says John Jones' legs are nasty. They're absolutely nasty, and John is strong. All of them say it. Even Cormier said, he's like, it was weird. All of them say John Jones is strong as, you know, the thick leg thing. I would submit this. Look at Benson Henderson. Benson Henderson has some of the thickest legs. I mean, just super thick legs. And while his kicking technique was great, it was excellent, he wasn't necessarily known for, you know, leg kicking the hell out of people and knocking people out with head kicks and breaking leg. John Jones broke OSP's arm with a head kick, with a blocked head kick. I mean, shin to the damn forearm, broke it. There's too much evidence that this skinny leg thing is just a waste of time. It's like, when someone's that good, you have to find something. And that's what it is for John, is his legs. And unfortunately, the picogram, the pulsing of these performance enhancers that he was using at one point, you know, just totally tarnished his legacy as well. That's the legit shot on John, which is, it's almost a tragedy when you think about it. How excellent John Jones is. JMMA says, that's true. I think Benson is the inventor of the calf kick. Yeah, man. He's the first time I ever saw that was Benson Henderson. And it was Benson Henderson, but also Benson was doing a thigh punch. Believe it or not, that was pretty darn effective, man. And it started to pick up. Guys don't do it anymore, but it was a thigh punch, and it was a pretty effective technique. It bothered people. Going hard in the paint. JMMA, I'll read your comment about John Jones. If I saw part of it, and if I get the gist of it, is that you're saying, well, people just pick on John Jones because he got caught one time using steroids. And I would argue that I was a John Jones mark. I mean, I love John Jones. And the problem is that when it's not like it's not a 1-to-1 ratio of using steroids. Like, you use steroids one time and then you fight, you benefit from one fight. It's, you're using performance enhancers. The main benefit is to train. Very soon after this. I would rather him. I just lost track of my thought. Sorry about that. I just lost track of my thought. Let me see if I can. All about your blah 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 says, anyone want to grab a spar? Yeah, that will be interesting. As I mentioned, guys, in the beginning, this is going to be a little bit shorter stream. I think I have to go after this one, actually. So we're going to run this one. All about your blah, blah, blah. Welcome, my man. Thank you for joining us. You've been I like the contribution. Knowledgeable. And that's what this stream is all about, man. Just sharing ideas, talking. JMMA streaming next. He's streaming next. He'll carry the night. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. So JMMA, Oh my golly, I lost that round. JMMA is going to be streaming right after this. Also talks MMA. Also has an excellent fighting ability. He's also in Camp A70. A killer. I'd actually be interested to see who wins between JMMA and Proto. Let me focus. Ah, yes. And I feel like I'm just complaining a lot in this stream, but the grapple advantage build up by these little pity patter shots, you know, I can't. It's just there's a lot of weird mechanics that it's just like, man, why are we going this route? There we go. Keeping it calm because I just got harmed pretty greatly in this last round. Going at it. Ah, I stuffed the takedown. That's all good. Oh, God. What up, Rear Naked MMA? At Rear Naked MMA on Twitter, of course. Another staple stopping by. We are in our last fight of the stream, Rear Naked. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I gotta get out in that sunlight. Fighting a guy that I think we're 2-2. I was blocking the entire time, so I don't know how. I mean, my block was up before and after. Oh my golly. All right. Proto says, I ran to Sandman on Quick Match yesterday. He beat me the first time, but then we had 3 fights after, he said, and he tried striking, and I beat him. Wow. Dude, that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot, that you beat to beat Critical Salmon on stand-up, because that's where he started off, was on the stand-up. He's very good. Kevel going to the ground. Oh, I was getting irritated because I feel like none of my transitions I'm not blocking anything. Yeah, his grappling proto it's insane. It's next level. And like I said, when I first met him, which is just over a month ago, Critical Sandman's grappling was not his primary go-to. Look at that lag. I don't know if you guys just saw that. It's just insanity. So just grappling Kev L up right now. Ah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm getting lag. I'm getting lag too. Oh my goodness. I'm just having a terrible experience, but that's all right. We're going to come back. Jeez. Nice Stalker Ethan says it's so annoying, can't keep his composure anymore. Yeah, it is. It's frustrating. It makes you, when you feel like you're getting robbed or you're losing for something that's not your fault, it's frustrating. Rest in peace to Shabazian on that one. Hermanson is too durable to lose that. Oh, Renee says, what do we think about Shabazian versus Hermanson? Got announced for UFC 262. I did not know that. I had no idea that was going on, and I love the fight, but yeah, I got to agree with all about your blah blah blah. It is going to be Hermanson all day. I don't bet, I don't put money down on fights, but I would feel confident putting money down on who should be the favorite. Jack Hermanson should come in there a strong favorite. It's too much. That's a mismatch. I feel like that's almost like a fight to get Hermanson back, warmed up. And Shabazian will learn a lesson, I think. He's still young. Golly. Yeah, he's got to be the favorite coming into that. Yeah, Renee says I back Jack as well. Yeah, it just feels like a fight to get Jack back on the right path, and it's rare that you'd see that. And maybe that's the only guy that was around, and Jack needed a fight. Contractually, the UFC is contractually obligated to give 3 fights per year, so that might have just been the circumstance. Night Stalker said he just kicked someone's head off in the first round. Now I'm done playing. Oh my God! I'm just having one of these days again. I am uber frustrated. But not giving up, though. Oh, no! Renee says, I thought Hermanson would have been better off still with the winner of Hall versus Weidman. Yeah, I agree. All About Your Blah 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 says, I don't think anybody wants a Hermanson fight after what he showed in that war with Vettori last year. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think Jack Hermanson's one of those guys whose name, oh my goodness, his name is still not big enough to get people out there to say, hey, I want to fight that guy, or like I can get some recognition. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you. I am hot. I'm sweating. Ethan says, I feel you, coach. This game is very frustrating tonight. It really is. It just feels like I'm pressing buttons and it's not responding, but these guys are clearly not having a hard time. I mean, they're clearly getting wins and beating the heck out of me. But I was, plenty of times where I threw my one and then the two didn't pop out. Luckily, these are higher ranked guys, so we're not losing a ton of points, but I'm going to go out. I have to go. I have to step out. Oh, thank you. All About Your Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for saying that. You've had input drop as well all night. It's driving me crazy. I'm really getting irritated with it. But it is what it is. We're going to push through. We're going to persevere. I'm not giving up. I wish I can keep playing. I would. If I didn't have to go, I would keep playing. But I got to step out, get some fresh air, get in that sunlight. I'll be streaming again. You know what? Tomorrow's a fight, so I won't be streaming tomorrow. There won't be a stream tomorrow, but there will be one on Sunday. Yeah, I've had input drop on block too. Rear Naked says, is there something up with the servers tonight or something? And thank you All About Your Blah, blah, blah. I appreciate you saying good stream. Thank you. I really appreciate your feedback. Even if you have critical feedback, let me know. If something I can do differently, something I can do better. I love to hear all sorts of feedback. And yeah, Rear Naked, there's something's weird. Something's going on, my man. It's crazy that, all of us seem to be having an issue. I didn't have that big of an issue with Proto, but I did feel some lag. I mentioned it. It's okay. We'll all move forward. Proto says, thanks for the stream, coach. Always love them. Have a good one, my man. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you, Proto, for showing up. Proto, by the way, first stream ever, he was there. Thank you for showing up today, OG. Welcome, All About Your Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for showing up. Rear Naked MMA, at Rear Naked MMA on Twitter. Follow him. JMMA is streaming next, guys. Until Sunday, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. I'm out.